Hey friends, it's me, Alyssa, and I am back with Live in Local Atlanta. I'm joined virtually by my incredibly talented friend. I'm here with Emmy award-winning Sistas star Branden Wellington, and he's talking about some of the stuff he's got going on, a recent engagement, if I'm not mistaken, and so much more. Branden, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show. Good morning, Atlanta. I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California.
I love it. I love it. That's right. We're literally on opposite ends of the world right now. So I absolutely love it. Now, I do want to talk to you a little bit about how does it feel to work with such a big media mogul like Tyler Perry? What's the work intensity, or if there is any, is it fun? Is it intense? What's going on with the set over with Tyler Perry and his studios and everything like that?
Work with Tyler Perry is a joy. I've never seen someone come into a room and command that has like this type of reverence. He's almost like a mythical figure, but he's still laid back and he's cool when we're working together on set. He's really a free flowing, creatively input type of person. Like, for example, you can show up to work, you got some ideas. If they work, he'll let you rock with them. If they don't, he'll tell you they won't. But he really creates a really good, a cooperative environment. And you add that with his stature. He does his best to make you feel comfortable being in the environment.
Absolutely. I love hearing that. I mean, of course, we all know Tyler Perry's from Atlanta, so I had to ask, had to get a little tea, see what was going on there. Now, I do want to talk about you recently were engaged or got engaged. Let's talk about the planning experience. Like we all love a good love story, meet cute, get the details behind that. Let's talk about that and the details that went into that.
You want to talk about the engagement specifically?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
of course. I'm nosy.
Come on now. My beautiful lady, Megan Tandy, she also just finished a film with Tyler Perry as well. She's an actress. She's doing a film called Black, White, and Blue that's set to release later this year for Amazon Pictures. And I love this woman. She and I have we started off on the internet like back in like 2012, 13 or whatever. And then we
Oh.
finally got a chance to meet in Atlanta actually when she was working on another show. And fast forward a few years later, love story develops, and I feel like this is the one for me, and not just because that the love is there, but it's a love that we actually worked for. And I'm talking tears, tough conversations, couples counseling, being there for your good days, being there for your bad days, and this is the woman that I love. So when it came into the engagement, I was thinking to myself, like, what's important to her? Every man, when you're planning an engagement, you got to figure out what's important to your woman. And I know family's a big deal for her. And I love her family as well. So I usually spend all my holidays with her family. So I use Christmas as an opportunity to propose because I know that all her family would be in attendance as well. Some of my family was there too. And I wrote a poem called You Are the Gift with
Oh
my
my
little
gosh.
pen. But not just for me. She's not just the gift to me, but I think she's the gift to her family. She's a gift to her friends, the community as well, and a gift to me. And the poem really encapsulated what she means to her family and what she means to me. And I just took that moment to make something special.
Now, you've recently won some awards, or not recently, but you've won some awards, and I want to talk about how does it feel being both on screen, behind the screen? How does that feel when you're really transitioning from role to role and being a leader in your industry in that regards?
I think to be able to use our creative efforts and means of employment is always a joy and it's a gift. We recently won a HAPA award back in 2023, summer of 2023, for a show that I write on called The Gen Zone, which is a streaming political talk show now on BET, but was on Fox Soul. And I was a comedy writer, so I punch up some of the jokes. And it's produced by Damian Douglas and it's hosted by John A. And basically, what we do is we figure out a way to bring politics to to Gen Z, get them interested in the things that's going on around their world. And it could be so black and white, but I think the objective is to make them laugh along the way. Then That's behind the camera. In front of the camera, obviously, this opportunity with Sistas. And I think what happens is all these things start to marry each other. You know, you have your writing skill, you have your acting skill, you're looking at a script. Sometimes you're like, hey, maybe I can touch up a line here, maybe I can add a joke here. And then so I think when you get there, it's really just a matter of trying to figure out how to let all your gifts work for you at once if you're in a space that allows it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people sometimes they don't notice it, but I'm one of those people when I watch a TV or a movie, when I watch a TV show or I watch a movie, I literally am reading the credits. And my husband gets
Yeah.
so mad at me because when we go to the movies, I'm like, we have to go for the previews, whole show, and I want to read the credits. First, I read the credits to see if anybody else is named Alyssa on the cast and crew. But
Oh,
I'm
do you
like,
see
wow,
that?
this person was a producer and they acted in it. Wow, this person was a writer and they had a part in it. And it's just like
It's
you're saying,
interesting, right?
all over time. You just really seamlessly can go from one role to the next, whether it is behind the scene or in front of the camera. And eventually you get to the point where you can do both. And that is so incredible. Now, I have to ask, I mean, it's still a phenomena, if you will. How did you feel kind of, did you know what you were sitting on when you were on Orange is the New Black?
Oh man. No, because truth, okay. That that was gonna be my last audition, actually. I was running the gauntlet for a while, and at the time I was doing sports entertainment, and sports was taking off for me in a way that acting hadn't just yet.
Yeah.
And I remember going into my Orange is the New Black audition, and while I was sitting in the lobby of Jennifer Houston's room, she's the casting director, I got a call from an NBA team about coming in for a sideline reporting job. And the job paid great. This job on Orange is the New Black was essentially entry level. I may come back, I may not. It wasn't even a recurring role on paper. And I remember looking at this and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to grab this NBA opportunity. And so I got off the phone, went back into the audition room, and I looked down at my page and I said, let's just do it. I gave it what I got. I didn't think about it, just did the audition. I walked away. 2 weeks later, I get a call from my manager. She goes, hey, are you sitting down? I go, yeah, I'm on the train. I'm in New York at the time. I'm on the subway. She goes, yeah, you booked Orange is the New Black. And I said, really? Damn. I really, and at that moment, I was like, I don't even know what constitutes as a good audition anymore. But I think throwing it away, getting out of your head, just jumping into it and doing it. And then this opportunity turned into a recurring co-star for season 6, and then I turned into a recurring guest star for season 7. And it's such an amazing cast. And I think being a part of that family, you know, Orange really revolutionized how we do casting in the modern, in the modern streaming world. And you could just see it from all the different shapes, sizes, and colors. It was revolutionary in those regards. And it also kickstarted the binge watching era. You know, it's Netflix's longest original show. And so, most of the girls did the heavy lifting on that show. I played a guard. It's like I was on a championship team. I got to get in the game, and all I had to do was, hey, make your open shot. You get open shot, make it. But they're going to carry you to victory. Just hit your layups, okay? And they do a phenomenal job.
I love that. I actually didn't know that is the New Black was the longest running original show for Netflix. I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
I
94,
think
95 episodes. 94 episodes.
well, we won't quiz you on that, but I think what you said about sometimes when you're in your head and you're just like, you know what? Throw it away, whatever is so true because I know that is such a relatable moment I can speak to. Sometimes I'm like, this is it. This is my last interview. I want to go home
Nah,
and do something else. And then
you
something
can't quit.
amazing happens. And you
You
can't quit. There's
can't
something
quit.
to be said about media and especially entertainment working in this industry where you just can't quit. And it's like right when you think you're down and in your depths, the universe, whatever you believe, whether it's God or not, gives you a sign that you have to keep going. So I think that's such an incredible story. And I love hearing that. That
I
I
don't know
wasn't
if you
expecting
remember
you to say
this.
that. I was
No,
not expecting that.
I
I
don't know if you
love it.
remember this, but Tyler Perry a couple years ago, by a couple, I mean 2011 or 12, he used to have this mailing list. And this is before I ever worked with him for however you want to put it. And the mailing list, it would hit your email, you click it, it's a video on him at the original Tyler Perry Studios. And the tagline at that time was, it was Tyler Perry Studios, where even our dreams believe. And he would explain what this meant. And I thought it was revolutionary because it stuck with me. And he says, sometimes the dream that you have is too big for your brain to conceive. And if you think about how you're going to achieve it and bring it to life, you almost can't. Sometimes this dream is so big that it has to believe for you. just because of the sheer magnitude of what it's going to entail. And so even when there's times where you may feel down on yourself or you may not see how it's going to work, have a dream that's so big that it carries you along the way too. And so I always remembered that. That was like 2012. And I think, just stepping into acting is, and even when I get to that my first recurring Orange is the New Black, it was really one of those times where it's like the dream is big. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I grew up in Hollywood, Florida. I don't know anybody. Well, I do now.
Then you didn't know anybody then.
I didn't know, but I actually go to school. I went to my high school. Two people from there are now actors. Emmanuel Carter, he just won an Emmy for his show on Noggin, and my friend David Cork, he's on the show called Stars Run the World. And we all went to the same high school from Indianapolis. So now, but graduated the same year. So the odds of that is slim to none, but it happened.
That is so impressive. And you just mentioned other people winning awards. We're in the middle of awards season, and there is a lot of drama that surrounds award shows recently. What can you say to that? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel award shows are still even really relevant, or you just think?
Absolutely. Listen, one of the 7 basic needs of human beings is recognition. We need recognition. I think what it is more than recognition, this is an opportunity to highlight people who put their heart and their energy into things. Stories, they narrate our world. I don't know where we'd be without entertainment. Take away music, take away film and TV. We paint the soundtrack to everyone's lives.
Yes.
And I think that deserves an award every now and then. And it's not just to say, oh, you're great, but it's more about, hey, this story made a difference to a good amount of people. Or, hey, someone saw this and was moved by it. And I think art is transformative in a way, because sometimes, say you don't know anybody that you can connect with locally. I feel like when you reach into art, it's really about you finding something that speaks to you. And then you can find yourself through it, which is kind of how, art spoke to me. Growing up where I was, it wasn't many people trying to do theater, trying to do acting. We was rapping, we was playing ball. He wasn't doing that. Like, what you doing? And, art helped me connect to a community of people that helped me find myself as well, too. So.
I love that. Now, I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I do have to ask, what's next for you? What can fans expect in the near future? I mean, obviously a wedding, but outside of that,
I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping summer 2024. We'll see how the schedule shakes up. I don't have any official word about season 8 of Sistas. So, and I do have an independent feature film that's currently set to release this year that I shot a year ago, and it's my first lead in an independent feature. I don't have the exact release date for it, but the name of the film would be called Post-Truth, and it's a psychological drama, basically about 6 lives who all intersect based off of a social media post going viral.
I love that so much. So we've got potentially another season in the near future and a movie coming out. So I do want to make sure people are aware and are looking forward to that. And you've left me with a lot of great messages. I can't even ask you, do you have any other hot tips or takes to inspire people?
I do.
I don't know what else you have left in you.
I do. I got one more for you. You got one life, okay? Today is the day. You don't know nothing about tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't know anything about you. Go out there, get it. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your day. It's the one you have. So go maximize it. Go love somebody and share that love to other people as well, too.
I love it. Such a message of positivity. That is so true. We don't know what's in the world for us tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me today, Branden. And before I let you go, how can people stay in touch with you, follow you on social media and all of that?
Yes, please keep up with me on every social network at B_Wellington. On Facebook, it's Branden Wellington, but you can find me Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not really there, but at B_Wellington on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram.
All right, perfect. Thank you for joining me today, Branden. This is Live and Local
Thank
Atlanta.
you.
Awesome, awesome. Of course, I'm your host, Alyssa. Make sure you download the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY inside the App Store. Once it's downloaded, make sure you favorite Star 94 Atlanta by hitting the heart in the top corner of your screen so you can get notified of exclusive conversations just like this one with my friend Branden. And if you want to give me a follow across social media, you can follow me at itsme_Alyssa D. I will see you guys next time.